Welcome to my channel Class Winner by Shri Shyam Books, All India #1 skill books publisher. Hey, welcome. Today we are diving into something we've all been through, getting graded in PE class. Sometimes it can feel a little random. Was it about how fast you ran or how much you improved? Well, as we are about to see, there's a real science and a structured system behind it all. So let's get right into it. I mean, this is the big question, right? How in the world do you put a letter grade on throwing a ball or running a lap? It feels so subjective. But today we are going to pull back the curtain and break down the actual system teachers use to turn all that physical activity into real, measurable progress. So at the heart of this whole thing are two core ideas, assessment and evaluation. Now, I know they sound almost identical, but trust me, understanding the difference between them is the absolute key to figuring out how grading works, not just in PE, but in pretty much any subject. I just love the origin of this word, to sit beside. It just perfectly nails the whole spirit of what assessment is supposed to be. It's not about a teacher standing over you with a clipboard judging every move. No, it's about an ongoing partnership. It's about observing, guiding, and gathering info to help a student get better. It's all about the journey, not just the final destination. And then you have evaluation. So if assessment is the journey, evaluation is kind of like the snapshot taken at the destination. It's that final, summative judgment, the grade on the report card, the final score, the measurement of what was learned after all that practice and feedback. Okay, this slide really breaks it down for us. Just think of it like this. Assessment is the ongoing process of growth, right? It's about getting continuous feedback to help you improve along the way. Evaluation, on the other hand, is the final product. It's the grade that goes on the record. You really can't have one without the other, but their jobs are totally different. One is there to help you grow, and the other is to measure how much you've grown. So how does a teacher actually do all this assessing? Well, you can think of it like they have a toolbox. A great PE teacher has all these different tools, and they know exactly which one to pull out for which job. Let's take a look inside that toolbox. We are going to break down 4 key methods here. Now, you'll notice 2 of them are called evaluation. What's interesting is they actually function as tools inside the bigger assessment process. Each one has a very specific job to do in a student's development from the very first day of class all the way to the final test. First up, we've got diagnostic assessment. I like to think of this as the teacher playing detective. Before a single lesson on, say, basketball even starts, the teacher uses this to figure out where everyone's at, who can already dribble pretty well, who needs a little more help with their coordination. This initial detective work helps them customize their teaching right from the get-go. Then there's formative evaluation. This is basically the GPS for learning. It's that constant in-the-moment feedback, a quick tip on your throwing form, a little drill to fix your footwork. These are all the little checkups along the way that keep you on the right path, letting you make adjustments as you go so you don't end up lost. And all of that leads to this, the summative evaluation. This is the big kahuna, the final exam at the end of the road trip. It's the final basketball game, the big skills test, or the project that measures everything you've learned. It's the ultimate answer to the question, so, did we get where we wanted to go? Okay, so we know the methods teachers use, but what are they actually looking for? I mean, what's really being measured? Well, it all comes down to the different components of fitness, which are kind of like the blueprint for a healthy, active body. So first up, you've got the health-related components, and this isn't about being some kind of star athlete. This is the fundamental stuff for wellness. We are talking about things like cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength, flexibility, and body composition. These are the core building blocks for a long, healthy life, and it doesn't matter how athletic you are. And on the flip side, we have skill-related fitness. If the health stuff is like your body's overall operating system, these skills are like the specific apps you run on it. This is your ability to perform an action, like throwing a perfect spiral and having the balance and coordination to move smoothly and with purpose. This is where we shift from general wellness into specific performance. So, the teacher gathers all this data on both health and skill components. But here's the thing, data is just a bunch of numbers until you actually do something with it. The next and maybe most important step is turning all those observations into a useful report and, critically, meaningful feedback for the student. And as you can see, this isn't just some random process. There's a real structure to it. You gather the info, you analyze it to find patterns, you form some conclusions, and you put it into a report. But look at that final step, provide feedback. That's the whole point of the entire loop. It's all about turning that data into a conversation that actually helps the student get better. I absolutely love this quote because it's so true. Without feedback, all that data, all those reports, they're pretty much meaningless. It's the conversation that happens after the test that creates champions, not just in sports but in learning and in life. It's literally the fuel for growth. But here's the catch, giving good feedback is a real skill. It's not just about saying, hey, good job. It has to be specific. It should focus on what someone did, not who they are. And it has to be a real conversation, where you set achievable goals together. The aim isn't to judge. It's to build someone up and give them a clear map for what to do next. Which brings us right back to where we started. When you really look at this entire system, from that first diagnostic check to the final piece of feedback, you start to see the real purpose behind it all. It's a cycle that's designed not just to measure but to motivate, not just to assign a grade but to fuel growth. So, I'll leave you with this. Is assessment really about judgment or is it truly about growth? I hope this gave you a whole new perspective. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe.